Alrighty. So it seems like we've had some news pop up. We've had some new stuff come up, and we've had some tweets, screenshots come out. And however, there is another YouTuber out there by the name of Not Slick Boy who apparently has seen something from Quiet's Discord. And first, we're going to go and watch, or at least listen to this video together, because this is a very, very tricky spot in general. So we're going to try to watch the video from here, or listen to the video, and then we're going to read off the response tweet from Nias Putin. So we're going to go and watch this video from Not Slick Boy, and then we'll continue real quick, and then we will try to somewhat assess the situation as much as we can. We're not going to try to make this into a long stream. I don't plan on it being a long stream at all. I kind of want to make this until about like at least a half hour. Try to get whatever I try to get out of the way, because I kind of want to do like another stream later for gaming, but we'll see. All right.
Quiet is a popular YouTuber that did something horrible to a fan of the news channel and got exposed for it. He's come out and apologized for it on his Discord, and I want to show it off while I was still lurking inside of it. As of today, he hasn't put an apology on YouTube or Twitter yet though. I'm going to apologize eventually on YouTube and such. But to those of you here, I wanted to say I'm sorry for my actions in the past. When I was growing more famous, I started to take for granted what I had around me, and to think of myself as cooler and more important than anyone else for the fame I was obtaining. It really went to my head, folks, and I can't deny it caused me to hurt many people around me that mattered. I want to fess up and admit that I am guilty of everything that has happened. I want to make this right with a proper apology, and we can work things out so we can go back to the good old days of funny videos. I'm going to be completely honest, I don't think Quiet is being genuine in his response. He just wants to regain his lost fame and is desperate to hang on to it while he can. So obviously there were so many people in that server that didn't like Quiet's response in his Discord, saying that he wasn't taking this seriously and that he was making light of a scenario that was very serious. People called him a psychopath for the little comment at the end, and said that he just wanted to use it as an opportunity to stop his channel from crashing down. Then Quiet had a very unexpected response. Yo, any of you boys in this video I made 3 years ago curse Family Guy images? It's funny as fuck. This joke put the entire server in a frenzy because he was making a mockery out of the entire situation and being a degenerate scumbag by taking it this way. It seemed like he was breaking down mentally and just saying wild nonsense to try to drum up controversy, and it worked quite well for himself. The more people began to hate the content and him, the more attention it brought him, and it seemed like that's all he wanted though. He was perfectly fine with making himself look like a complete monster. It was a disturbing reveal of his true character to the world. And even after all that backlash seemed to add up even more, he came back with this wilder response that showed what the fans meant to him, and I thought it was fascinatingly evil. You know what, fuck y'all, I'm a big YouTuber and I have more than enough money to sustain myself for the rest of my life. All you haters can cry all you want, but you'll never be the ones to find me. Go ahead and cancel me for some dumb shit I did years ago. I don't give a fuck anymore. You're not going to stop me from chilling on my couch and watching some nice clips of the hit TV show Family Guy and laughing at your tears. Quiet has shown his true colors as the truth has come out about this incident, and now that we know who he is, my advice for the fans that obsess over this guy is to try to move on. It'll be hard to forget the memories he created making comments like these on Twitter. Babe, your pussy's wet? Who made it cry? I'll kill him. Wow, that was an amazing joke you definitely didn't steal from Instagram, you fucking loser. And let's not forget this one. Please stop saying I sound like a Family Guy character. Man, I don't even know why this guy even likes mentioning Family Guy. I guess it's some running gag that he has with his content, but it's so annoying and obnoxious. Every big YouTuber usually feels the need to try to always be funny as hard as they can. That's why I like content creators that chill the fuck out for once and don't feel the need to tweet stupid shit every single day like they need to constantly keep attention to themselves. Happy Virgin Time Day, no sex allowed. Damn, that was hilarious, man. Not gonna lie, never really liked Quiet's content, but now that he's a scumbag, at least I have a reason to. Hey, good luck, Quiet. Try to save your money as much as you can that you made from YouTube because you're not gonna get much more of it pretty soon. always be funny.
All right. However, there has been some people going against him. Have been going against. I'm sorry, I had a little brain fart there for a minute, but so apparently, Slick is not very popular right now. For the sole purpose is what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open this link and we're gonna try to take a look at his comment section real quick. We're gonna try our best to, at least.
What's buff? Let me explain.
Alright, we don't care about this buff ad real quick. All right. So let me just put up a source real quick on here because I forgot to do that. Screen capture, add source. Yes. Let's put on screen one. Screen one for now. I'm sorry. I did not get everything set up the way I wanted to. Yikes. Here, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna try to make this a little bit smaller. I don't know if you guys can read it. Can you guys read it? All right. If I do it like this. I do apologize. I did not get everything set up like I wanted to. I'm very ill prepared. I've been out all day, so me getting this done, it was not 100% on the menu. I wasn't even planning on doing this at all until like something substantial came out or something new came out, and apparently something new came out. However, after Not So Slick's or Not Slick Boy, Slick Boy's video came out, there apparently, this is his pinned comment. It says, quite a scummy. If you have real comments on the video or quite join the Discord and talk to me about it. Don't know what that was meaning. Apparently there was supposed to be like another reply, but I'm not seeing it. People have been calling it out, saying that that these screenshots were faked, that these alleged Discord messages
Do some damage, gain some points. Kill these guys, gain some points. Safest goal, get some.
Right.
Quite as a popular YouTuber.
No, we're not going to give a shit about YouTube Premium right now, all right? We're not going to care about that. Okay.
That did something horrible to a fan of the news channel and got exposed for it. He's come out and apologized for it on his Discord, eventually on YouTube and said.
So, some people have already pointed out that this icon right here is not quite current. Discord photo. Let's see here. Profile pic is not his current PFP. The victim has come up and claimed that it is faked. but there are people who are willingly to so people are already like pretty much going against Slick on this because apparently he has been these screenshots are allegedly faked, and these are not actually Quite's
Such.
response.
But to those of you here, I wanted to say I'm sorry for my actions in the past. When I was growing more famous, I started to take for granted what I had around me, and to think of myself as cooler and more important than anyone else for the fame.
Even if Quite were to word something like that, I feel like he would be a little bit more professional about his wording and stuff. I mean, I could be wrong, but again, anyone you would figure that some people would at least have some sort of a, what's the word? At least some sort of gutsy way of saying, okay, yeah, this happened. But so far, there's been nothing to really prove or disprove still that Quite did these alleged acts. At least not definitively. Because again, because at first when I first saw this, I thought this was real. Like this was like, at first you could definitely tell it's like, okay, yeah, the screenshot at first it seemed very, very real. Show his pinned comment. Yeah, I just did actually, where it says Quite is scummy. If you have real comments on this video, or Quite joined a Discord and talk to me about it, and then he just links his Discord. Now, however, if he was gonna like. Right there. He already has his Discord in the description. It's right there. Right there in his description, and here it is once again on his pinned comment. And there are already people saying like, damn, I was... Well, honey? Yes, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Hold on. I got you. I gotta open this door up a little bit, so at least that could be open. Or at least it could hold the door closed a little bit. Alright. But again, so far there is not a lot. There's still not a lot to go off of here. Except for the fact that this guy, Slick, pretty much clickbaited a fuck ton of people. And, of course, where was it? Okay. Somebody put down that says, fuck, I was really hoping it was fake. Edit, I guess it is. I should have expected this from not Slick Boy. And then of course, like, same honestly, well, this is going to be awkward for a while. Me too, I've been watching him for so long and I feel heartbroken because I enjoyed his content, and the fact that he did that to someone is so disgusting. Here's the thing. Here's the thing for right now. We don't know if this is truly, Oh, Sen is currently live right now? Interesting. Cool. I might hear some of his point of views about this here soon. But first, however, we are gonna go to the Discord here real quick. I don't know if you guys can see whatever's happening. But yeah, I was just like, but this was like when Mr. Gamer, if you're still in chat, he sent me the video at first on this, and you know, I was just trying to see like if there was any other screenshots, but apparently the only way that these screenshots apparently are real is via this one video from Slick. Now, of course, like this was like, wow. Now I'm gonna really show it right here to prove not to prove what like 100%, but however, I am gonna set this out as like slight proof that whatever Slick posted out was posted as misinformation. It says there was a video spreading misinformation that Quite has admitted to what he did to me. This isn't true as much as I wish it would be. Please do not spread misinformation around as it doesn't help anyone. Now, that is, in my opinion, the best way to handle this. I think that is the most perfect way to handle this, is to say, hey, if there's going to be some sort of misinformation about any of this, this could destroy my credibility as me trying to speak out as a victim, or at least as an alleged victim. Now, this right here, in my opinion, is like one of the best ways to, have that reaction. All right. So here is some statements as well that Nice Putin had posted out on Twitter as well. From Lord Bang. I believe this might be... Okay. So this is some slight evidence, again, that could kind of go off of it. Says, seems like Slick is profiting off of Orion's experience. Yeah. It kind of seems that way. In my opinion, I think it's very disgusting. You shouldn't try to profit off of this. I mean, my YouTube channel is not even up to 1,000 subs or a certain amount of watch time or so. But even if so, I wouldn't even monetize this stream if that was the case. I wouldn't even monetize this one, because like this is like I know some YouTubers are like, oh yeah, I gotta monetize my shit so I can make money. But there's a in between line of making the content to spread the awareness, and just to say I don't give a shit about the money on this one. I'm just trying to spread awareness, and that's about it. Okay, so you said so Bung's another content creator, and it says here that, hey everyone, and this is in regards of recent Quiet controversy. I just want to say that I've known Orion for several years now, and I know he's telling the truth. It would be stupid amount of effort to actively and expertly lie about the details of these events and his raw, visceral emotions for years. I had to witness and help one of my best friends to get through breakdowns after breakdowns over specific and consistent triggers for several years. And it absolutely breaks my heart when I see some people think he's lying. He just wanted his story out. He didn't want to have to carry so much alone. He wanted you all to know what kind of person Quiet is, and just to be cautious. I'm okay. I meditated a call. Wait. Mediated. I mediated a call between Orion and Quiet long ago regarding the relationship, and Quiet was incredibly harsh and aggressive. He would tell inconsistent stories and get very insane when questioned. It's not so much that a bad temper was the issue. It was it was nothing. It's that nothing was ever resolved. I'm sorry, I'm having a tough time reading some stuff here. He would just yell the loudest and quote unquote win. All right, let's see what the next one. When Quite and I shared a B&B in Melbourne and Anaheim for Paxos and VidCon, I recall him being very transactional, socially, and aggressive and very physical when drunk. I got no sense that he wanted to be my friend or even wanted to enjoy hanging with people until he wants to be in some big YouTuber's video. Out of Quiet and Orion, I just trust Orion a lot more. Thankfully, the response online from this revelation has been very supportive for Orion, which is refreshing and incredible. It's a complex and triggering situation, and we don't really have anything to gain. My channel doesn't run on drama. If anything, we're risking getting absolutely destroyed by a very wealthy YouTuber. So while we're still able to speak, I'm going to post this. Oh, hey Chad, there you are.
Hey there. How you doing?
I'm just chilling here. But of course, with everything going on still, like even with that, of course, we have to remain neutral because there's not a lot that we can really go off of still.
Yeah.
Because again,
Yeah.
this is still he said, and he said. Now we got three people. Now, well, we got two people talking about it that were pretty well acquainted. Now we're just waiting on Quiet's actual response, especially since technically there was a response, but it wasn't actually Quiet. It was somebody else that made these fake ass shit just to spread misinformation and to promote their own Discord, which is a very shitty thing.
Yeah, I would say, if you're trying to make if you're trying to basically do like that and calling them like they're a horrible person because they did this. Oh, by the way, here's my Discord page. Go follow it. Follow it. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. That kind of means that you're not taking it seriously. If you're doing this just to plug in your Discord just because you're going to say, oh, hate Quiet because of this, join my Discord to hate Quiet, that means you're trying to take things not seriously. You're just trying to plug in you're just trying to plug in some things. There's a little bit of chance if you're trying to plug in your Discord, trying to like, hey, in the community tab, like, hey, you can join my Discord if you want, but trying to do something on a serious allegation that could be considered false, that could be considered like true or false, give or take, with the person coming out, that could be classed as perjury for him. You could get in serious trouble if you go like, hey, these things could be like that. Because, in my opinion, you can really fake a Discord message. Really can make up fake Discord messages and stuff with people can now... people can take that icon and then change their name to, like, nickname to a channel, to the channel name, just to make it look like it's the actual person.
All right, real quick, I'm gonna check out Sen's live to see his opinion on it.
Enlisted is the free, brand new online World War II
Scratch that.
command a squad of soldiers
There's an enlisted ad on YouTube. I love
and participate
this.
in legendary battles of the Second World War. Right now, you can join
the past week. We also do not allow the coordination, participation, or encouragement of
Oh god, you missed what we did.
So far,
engage in hateful
it does
conduct.
kind of
Another thing that Orion has been doing, along with their team. Hate speech. That's another thing Orion's been doing. So funny enough, Orion's been doing this too. They've all been doing this shit. Share false or misleading information. Misinformation. That's another thing Orion.
Alright, let's see what we got.
So all these things, funny enough, everything that is against the Discord TOS here for a server is everything that Orion's been doing. Funny enough. It's funny how that works. So let's show this final thing.
So I guess sends. Why does he have to do it like what is it? Wordplay. I swear it's clever, but right now it's a little biased. It's a little biased right now, but you know.
But it's more
Sen, I
like,
love your content, man, but this this seems a little bit biased. Don't get me wrong. I've seen the stream so far, and I think like yeah, you're kind of leaning towards more quiet side, but I think it's best that again, like we all see
yeah,
like
we all see.
always trying to remain in the middle. I could see potentially this could be fake. Any of this could be false,
Yeah,
but
because
again,
remember, it's
I don't know. And that's the
it's
thing.
also kind of like, sorry, I'll let you know.
It's just you never know if this shit is fake because
Yeah.
again, we don't know. We weren't there. Now, yes, the of course, the other guy. What was his name again? The other content creator. Oh, let me check. Let me check his name again. I want to make sure that I say their name right again. Okay, so yeah, Bung. So with Bung, yes, I completely understand that they were part of the you know. Okay, and her. Sorry, I'm very sorry. I am just I'm tired today, chat. So like,
Yeah.
if you guys think I'm accidentally if you think I'm misgendering people on purpose, I am not. I am just very tired. So, I'm very sorry. I am not meaning to misgender anybody.
Kick him,
But-
ban him.
Oh God, Jesus Christ. But
Get the pitfall.
anything anyway from like in Bung's statements here. Of course she says that she doesn't have any reason to not believe Orion, which is fine because you know you're always gonna do what you can to be by your best friend throughout any situation like this. Even if it was proven that Orion may be lying or faking this entire situation, you know, at least I will say, if that were to be the case, at least, you know, Bung stuck with her gut and defended and tried to make
Help.
sure, and try to help Orion throughout this entire situation. Again, if this were to be true. Now, yes, of course. If both Orion and Bung do believe and have firsthand experience, you know, Quiet kind of being, you know, a bit of a dick or so. I'm not saying like, oh, who hasn't been a dick or anything, but it's like it also kind of shows like what it kind of shows on my end is like, is it just the fact that he's a dick because of the because of the relationship situations or any of these accusations or whatever that is getting to him? I mean, like, it all depends again, like on the time frame of what everything's been talked about. So again, I want to remain neutral until I know more, until I hear more. We have, of course, have heard both sides of Bung and Orion.
Yeah. Now we need his quiet side.
Yep, we're just waiting on Quiet. That's all we need.
There's
We don't need some random third party to show up unless it actually has something to do with the actual situation. And if there's nothing else that pops up, then
yeah,
there's not much you can do for
you're not gonna. Yeah, literally, don't pull a Death Noodles.
Oh, yeah, don't pull a fucking Deaf Noodles. We don't need to be reminded of that shit. God.
Yeah, I also would say like one thing. It's like, I know people. I'm gonna sound like a broken record with this, but it's more like it's kind of my biggest gripe, which is why didn't they go to the police first with information? Because remember, these things can do. Because remember, there's always a thing about abuse cases and stuff. they can take an abuse case and stuff like that. That why can't they go do their thing first? And I say like, there's the thing where I always say with also other people would say if you're doing like this, always go with the police first, law enforcement first. That way they can basically make it in.
Yeah.
But it's like Twitter first things first. They ain't gonna do shit with it because it's be classed as Twitter drama. Oh, it's like drama. They can't do much.
It would be more public drama now because they decided to go off
Yeah.
about it on Twitter first and rather go into proper authorities, which I do believe that, yes, if this were to be true and if this needed to have an actual investigation, then yes, I do believe Orion should have went to proper authorities and talked about this to the proper authorities first, and then if potentially allowed, depending on the severity of what evidence that could be there or what not is there.
Yeah.
Mr. Gamer says in chat, how do you think Quiet will respond? I don't know.
We don't know. It's either one, he's gonna admit to it and go like, yeah, I did this, I feel so guilty for it. Guilty with it. Or the thing of like, nah, these people are fake as fuck. Here's the actual evidence of what I do. I never met these people in my life, type thing. Because remember, this is like this is kind of like the pyrocynical thing. Less of
It
the
could be
pyrocynical.
like the pyrocynical situation where it's just like, yeah, like this may seem a little shady, but here's the full story of everything from my point of view that they have left out, because you gotta hear both sides of the story. You can't just listen to one and expect just to listen to the full thing.
Yeah, it's more like if you can't be going like listen to one side and go like, oh, he's guilty as hell. Get the pitchforks.
Yep.
Because remember, there's always the thing of like how now with Twist, the internet is more like a
It's just today's society has a mob mentality. If there's
mob-
even if it's just a rumor of something that could be easily made up, could be the most falsified, outlandish bullshit anyone has ever heard in the entire world, and boom,
yeah.
you're dead meat.
There's always the thing. There's no such thing as the guilty until innocent until proven guilty.
Oh yeah, that doesn't exist no more in
It's
today's
guilty.
society.
You're fucking guilty.
It's guilty
you're
until
guilty-
you're proven guilty, and then you're still guilty until you're proven innocent. And even then, people are still gonna view you as guilty. It's like, oh, it still doesn't make sense. He's a man, or some shit like that. Because some people are gonna throw out some outlandish shit.
Yeah, it's more line up how for him, for Quiet it would be need him to basically do that, and if it comes down to like, hey, these people are basically defamatory him, defamatory him because technically, I'm not being rude with Orion. They did say that she had like mental health problems, or they had like mental health problems and abandonment issues. So it was more like up. They got a bit jealous of how Quiet was getting popular and stuff, and wasn't spending time with them.
Fair. That could also be like a fair reason as to like why this might be happening. But again, we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
We don't know. However, Mr. Gamer did say Pyrocynical was accused of child grooming, while the situation involves rape, verbal abuse, and harmful dead naming. However, yes, it is on a major scale. It is still different, but when it comes to like the he said situation, it's kind of there, because you're still having to listen to both sides of the story to have a full thing to go off of here, because you can't just say you can't just listen to one side of the story and immediately say, okay, yeah, this person is right because it came from them, and even if there's no laid out 100% substantial evidence being shown publicly right now, or so, I trust them 100%. And then by the
Wait,
time somebody else, by the time the other half of the party decides to go on and talk about it, talk about the situation, then it's already going to be too late because, again, with today's society, public opinion is always going to side with the alleged victim because alleged victims are always correct no matter what, according to social media.
yeah. Oh, so technically, didn't I'm looking at the tweet longer? Didn't they say told quite their dead name?
They
It
own
said eventually we met in real
well,
life.
hold on. The only reason why they told Quite their dead name was because of their transphobic parents. So, of course,
Alright.
because I sadly had to do something like this where an ex-partner of mine who was going through transitioning wanted me to use their dead name when their parents were around because they didn't know how their family would react or feel when it came to them trying to come out. Even I didn't feel right calling them by their dead name because it still didn't seem right to me because it just like, yeah, yeah, it's, yep. And then I just like, okay, I'm back to calling them the name that I'm used to calling them because it's like, this is literally the name I've known you by. So I'm going to call you by this anyway. But for the sake of, your safety, and I just don't want you getting, I didn't want my ex-partner at the time to, be yelled at in case, because from what I remember, I think their parents weren't necessarily the greatest when it came to, people transitioning. I wouldn't necessarily say, I don't know if it's actual transphobia is disgusting. Yeah. Actual transphobia is disgusting.
Okay.
However, again, sometimes people can, and I mean people can accidentally mix up the names at times. It's happened with me before. I've accidentally dead named a couple of my friends who came out as trans, and I felt so horrible. And I was like, "Hey, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to say your dead name. I'm still getting used to calling you, by your new preferred name, and I want you to be happy with your." With your new identity, with the identity that you chose, and with the identity that, you're trying to stay in, that you want to be comfortable with. But it's still very, very difficult to adapt immediately. Now, again, we don't know all the context. We don't know the conversations. We don't have the screenshots for it. We don't, assumingly, don't really have much major evidence to really go out against him. Admittedly, I've accidentally referred a person by the wrong pronouns. I mean, who hasn't? Honestly, it's a common misconception that people make daily. It just happens. I'm not saying like, oh yeah, we shouldn't just like go make it water under the bridge, but it happens because not everyone's going to know immediately, or sometimes people just slip up. It just happens. Yeah, as long as it isn't malicious or intentional. If it's not malicious or intentional, and if you slip up by accident, you slip up. Whoop-de-doo. It's not like you're trying to maliciously harm somebody just by accidentally misgendering them. However, in Quiet's case, of course, we don't know. We weren't there, and again, this honestly entire situation. I'm not saying like, oh, to a degree they should have kept the situation private. However, I do believe that if this was the case, yes, this should have had more in-depth conversation with one another. And if it got to the point where quite wasn't willing to, what's the word, comprehend or anything, then go ham. But again, since there's not a lot to really go off of right now, I have to remain neutral because I want to believe the victim. I want to. I want to believe Orion. But right now, there's just not a whole lot to go off of. Yeah, there's other videos of quite, yelling at other people. Okay. That's another video, but was Orion or was any other person who could be associated with this situation in general, who are more actually like connected into the situation, were they a part of that call? Yeah, we really do have to give Orion props though for informing us about Slick's video. Because at least Orion, he legitimately gave us probably the best response to the video. Because knowing other people, they'll be like, yeah, that's what happened. This is exactly what he said. Because some people will get that petty. But Orion has shown to not really try to be petty. He's just trying to give out a side of the story and leave it be. I don't think he is trying to let this drag out or anything like that. I do believe that he just wanted to speak his mind, speak his truth, and move on. And try and just let all that burden off his chest. Now, again, if this is true, then please, for the love of God, if this is true, man, you might as well just stop creating content. I mean, I know the fake message would be some sort of indicator to what you might say, but in reality, I do feel like, in a sense, Quite probably would be a little bit more professional about this, since over time people can change, people can have a little bit of a better reaction to what things were used to be. But again, you never know until we see it. How that that Discord screenshot, I think it fooled a lot of people. It really got me going. I thought that shit was real. I was so mad, dude. I was starting to get kind of sick to my stomach. I was like, dude, seriously, is that seriously how Quiet wants to go through all this? But until we realized, it's like, oh wait, no. So you guys finally said, turns out it was a fake. That was a fake message. That was a fake Quiet. So therefore, Quiet hasn't even responded yet. Or at least not officially responded. Because he has made some sort of response on his Discord stating like, hey, there will be a video in about a couple of days or so. Just to talk about the situation. And that's really it. So until, we get more further evidence, again, I really don't want to try to prolong this stream for too long. But I do really want to try to get Mr. Gamer in here kind of quickly before we do end this, because I don't want to make this into like a long stream. I know a lot of the other commentator channels are probably like, oh yeah, just make it as long as you want. Me, I want to try to, get whatever information that we have now out there and then try to end it off, because I don't really want to prolong shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Like, do not prolong shit.
Yeah. I mean, like, okay, like with Sen, at least with him, he's entertaining while he does it. Like, if he prolongs shit, he tries to make it entertaining. Trevor, he just kind of sits there a little bit. while like he just talks about the situation again. Now, however, yeah, I noticed I kind of did the same thing with the last stream. You know, I kind of sat there and talked a little bit more about it, but that's just because, you know, some people did come in or do come in and shit, and I do kind of have to be a little bit what's the word? I have to be a little repetitious about it. Thoughts on Lord Bung's statement? Again, I think I thought Bung's statement, I thought she had a pretty valid statement. It is again, a very valid statement. I will praise Bung for trying to be a very loyal friend to Orion, especially since, you know, Orion does need Bung in this time of need. You know, this is a these are very serious accusations, and again, like, nobody knows if this is true. The only two people who really know that this is true is Orion and Quites.
Yeah.
So, again, story could be changed. Events could be non-recollected 100%. But again, I will not downplay any of this shit. It's disgusting to downplay this shit. But I will say that since there's not a lot to go off of, it is very hard to, you know, be 100% on one side. Now, however, if Orion did like throw out like some more evidence to back up his claim, then honestly, I think that would have been great. I think that would have honestly put like a few good more nails into Quite's YouTube career. But since there is not a lot of evidence to go off of currently, or unless there has been other evidence that is, you know, floating around out there and not a lot of people are seeing it, I've tried looking. I haven't really seen anything new as far as I'm aware of. Again, props again to Orion for doing his best to try to keep this entire situation as neutral as possible for people who believe him, and for to the people who also believe Quites, because of course Orion just wanted to state his side, state his feelings through everything, and, you know, try to just let it all out. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. But however, if any of this were to be proven false, I'm going to be severely disappointed, and I'm going to be not necessarily, I wouldn't say necessarily disappointed. I would be more, what's the word? Actually, no, disappointed. Disappointed would probably be the best word to say it. Not mad. It'd just be disappointing, because it's like, wow, if everything you said was a lie about the events, then maybe some people were right about you. Maybe you were only doing this for views. Maybe you're only doing this for clout. But again, none of that is proven yet. Again, you know, until we actually get until we get an actual official response from Quite himself, whether if it's going to be his YouTube channel, Instagram, Twitter, or whatever, you know, as long as there's some sort of confirmation that yes, he did it, or no, that he's willing to defend himself, or whatever, then, you know, disclaimer, we don't condone. Exactly. Disclaimer, we actually do not condone. We do not condone harassment, doxing to anybody in this situation whatsoever. Because, of course, doxing is illegal, despite whether you retards think so or not. I know I really shouldn't say the word retard, but let's be real. Some of you Twitter trolls out there are a bit retarded. You do have a tendency to go a little, keyboard happy when it comes to trying to find somebody's house and be like, oh, I'm gonna find out who you are and I'm gonna ruin your life just because you said one thing I don't fucking like. But again, we do not, and I must emphasize the words do, D-O, not N-O-T. Fix this. That we do not condone harassment and, of course, any form of doxing, messaging family members of anyone at all. We don't condone that shit. And thank you, Mr. Gamer, for that. But still, this is a very touchy topic. This is very difficult. Still, I'm sure it's going to be very difficult for Orion down the line. It's going to be very difficult for Quite down the line. Either way, it's going to be difficult for both sides, despite whether if one side, when either side is proven to either be right or wrong.
Yo, what's up?
Yo, we got Gamer in here.
Yeah, I thought I'd join y'all after my my little flavor adventure munching on cereal.
Which cereal were you eating, my guy?
Hell yeah. So as it turns out, I think I mentioned this before, like in Discord, but there's a Twitter account that is run by a former mod of Quite called Stand with Orion, and in there I actually would like to show you something. I'd like to show you a stream like involving some rather distasteful, disgusting context in it regarding Quite. I think it's somewhere around here. Oh, right here. Okay. So they were documenting evidence against Quite. Let me look. This is here somewhere. In the meantime, while I'm looking for this, how have y'all been?
Tired, honestly. I've been out all day with a buddy of mine as we were just having a little bit of a joyride in his Honda Accord. Been eating some Walmart chicken and practically doing nothing.
Nice.
Shit. But yeah, I did make a little video at first when the alleged when that alleged or I should say the misinformation that was being spread, that everybody immediately was fooled. So I was like, okay, I made the video. I said, unfortunately, like, oh yeah, all this situation turned out to be true. And then I was like, oh yeah, go to this guy's YouTube channel to, check him out. And then the moment I saw it, I was like, the moment I saw that you guys said, oh, hey, guess what? Turns out this guy's lying. Quite didn't even do a response whatsoever. Turns out this was completely edited and it was faked. So I'm like, yikes. Guess I should take down that video so at least I don't get, at least I'm not, in potentially anyone else's radar when it comes to misinformation, because that's the one thing I don't want to spread. I don't want to spread misinformation. I want to try to give as much of the truth as I can as I go through all this.
That's fair.
And right now, I want the truth behind both stories.
I think we all want that.
We want the truth behind all stories. I'm not saying like I don't care about the outcome. I just want the truth. Like, is Orion telling the truth, or
is it Orion or Orion?
I don't know. I've been pronouncing it as like Orion.
It might be Orion, but
It might be Orion. I might be saying it wrong this entire time.
Or it might be pronounced both ways.
If Orion or Orion ever sees this, I hope, I have at least said their name right.
It kind of sucks because they've been receiving a lot of harassment from quite fan base.
They've been getting a lot of shit. That post fooled me along with the rest of us, and yes, I'm still neutral on this, and we need the truth. I think that's always the best way to go through it, is we need the truth no matter what. We cannot just rely on a he said, and he said. Because right now, it's about to be a he said. All right, let's see. I found a clip of the DBH stream. Okay, let's take a look here.
There's been like context that was provided. I think after that tweet, they put out another tweet, like a little like mega thread, and they mentioned like the context of this stream.
This could be taken out of context because, again, like Twitch or YouTube clips can easily be taken out of context.
Drunk, but
no, like so the context. There's a person who mentions what the context is.
When I wake up,
hold on, where is it? There was somebody that mentioned.
I'm not saying I killed that guy.
Oh, right here. Okay.
But I would.
So this person mentions
authorities.
what was talked about within this clip of stream. Clip of the stream. Later on during the stream, Quiet was already pretty drunk, and he started a conversation telling the mods to pick 3 white guys to run a poll on. The conversation turned to Discord, and he said something along the lines of fucking a 13-year-old as a 19-year-old, and that turned into them saying that they did Slaz wrong with the allegations. Hypocrite. And afterwards, the mods called Quiet, which he muted himself. When he came back from the call, he started it by saying, "Sorry guys, I was busy hating white people." Afterwards, it was just a lot of random drunk talk. He got Ethan on call with him, in which he said that he hated Asians, and later on began to say something about Filipinos, but was cut off / hard for me to understand. He stopped talking to Ethan because Grawlix started calling, and he had to convince Quiet to get off stream, but Quiet kept saying it would make a good video. Finally, he caved and said that he trusts Grawlix's judgment and rated Nuka's stream, which has now been wiped.
All right, I'm gonna continue watching.
Example of what I do when I'm in situations like this.
Sounds good.
So, Slazo,
I'm actually gonna put those in real quick.
Because that fella was done wrong by me and everybody that I talked to, and he deserved better. And I spend the rest of my life wishing that I had talked to him first.
Let me try this again.
By all means, I think I'll spend the rest of my life wishing I did better by him. Stop? No, I'm not going to stop because this is all true, and I'll say this when I'm sober. Sliders deserve better. Because the folks who are not him, but did what I said he did, should be away for the rest of their lives. And that's the truth. And that's the whole thing. I did wrong by Slazo, and I should do better by everybody else. And that's my whole ideology. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, Ethan Godwin was calling me.
So I'm at like pretty much the 2-minute mark where he was talking about Slazo and how he's like I really fucked him up. I should have talked to him first. I should have stood by him. Because that's the one thing I'm looking for out of the actions and the wording that he is saying, even though like right now he is drunk.
Like piss drunk.
Oh yeah, he's pissed drunk while playing Detroit. Honestly, that would be a really good stream for me, in my opinion. You know, playing fucking Detroit Become Human, pissed drunk, but I don't have a PS5 or anything like that. All I have is an Xbox, so the only closest thing to any lore games that I could probably play pissed drunk is probably like, I don't know, like Halo 2 Lasso or some shit. Oh god, I would be so drunk after that.
That'd be interesting.
I'd probably pass out by like
stream.
the 45-minute mark or some shit. But
You probably would.
I probably would. But yeah, it's like there's not for right now from what I'm listening and from what I'm hearing, it seems like Quiet is being actually genuine about his regret and his role on the whole Slazo situation. Because I know some people, like, in their voices may not always, have that, somber and, sad sounding voice. Some people just sound kind of like they're tired or depressed or whatever. Not everyone has the same exact tone of voice when they're sad or when they have regret. Some people could even go batshit nuts and kind of have like, what do you call it?
Passive aggressive.
Yeah, like a passive aggressive type of tone where like they're completely like being completely open about it and showing like saying their like actual remorse and regret through all of this. So like through this, from like what I've seen right now, it seems like if this was a case and if he actually does feel sorry and if this situation were to be true, I wonder, will he actually feel sorry or will he not?
But will sorry even make amends with the fact that if this turns out to be true, he's a rapist? That's
Oh, yeah.
This ain't an anime where you could just say sorry and everything automatically just gets absolved. Like,
Oh shit. The world
like
of
if it does turn out to be true, Quiet can never recover from that.
Oh,
the
no.
internet's not
There's
going to
no
allow
way,
him,
no.
and they shouldn't. So, it's the same with any and all content creators or influencers or people in general. If they've done something like irredeemable or to that degree, they shouldn't be given another chance, But all I gotta say is Quiet is taking a hell of a long time to respond. So either
Well-
it's gonna be a good ass response, or it's gonna be a response that's littered with excuses, or victim blaming, or stuff like that, or he'll just outright say no, I didn't do it, and he might have actually done it, but he's just gonna flat out deny it, or
Fair.
who knows what kind of response it'll be.
I mean, again, severe accusations like this, I don't believe anyone is going to take that. I don't think anyone's going to immediately jump the gun and make a response video. I don't think anyone would. Because again, you have to make sure that you're mentally clear, at least clearer, or I should say clear enough, to be able to speak cohesively and very clearly if you're going to talk about this situation. or if you're going to talk about whatever situation or whatever drama or crime or whatever that you are allegedly that you've allegedly done, you got to make sure that, you know, you're trying to keep yourself at a good composure to at least say like, hey, so I've been gone a while, mainly because due to me trying to gain a composure so I could try to tell you guys as clearly as possible of all the events of what happened. Whether to
Do
tell you
think
whether if
that will
it's
translate? Do you think it will translate well to his response, or do you think he'll just go? He'll just go like scorched earth.
hopefully it'll be good towards, I hope it'll do positively towards his response, because again, I don't necessarily want to see him fail. I want him to at least have a good response that is cohesive and at least, you know, that doesn't seem like a generic YouTuber apology video or some shit.
Non-apology. I think you mean that's what you meant, like,
Yeah.
you know, generic YouTuber non-apology apology.
Yeah. Where it's like, oh, I was so young. It's been so long. It's like, no, yeah. And again, like, this shit was, what was it, 6 years ago when this allegedly happened?
The video that came out.
Well, the video that came
shows
out was
you
4 years ago.
listed was like around 4 years ago, but it was around the timeline of their relationship and what happened regarding the transphobia and verbal abuse.
Okay.
As far as that goes, that seems to like have been confirmed for the most part. The only thing that has not been confirmed has been like the potential nail in Quite's YouTube coffin, which has been the rape allegations.
But again, I mean, 4 years ago, anybody could literally be that way. People could be a yelling piece of shit. They could have such massive anger issues. They could go off like that. And yes, even people could be severely hateful and hurtful back then. I do believe in 4 years or even a year, as long as people put in the time and willing to put in the effort to change and become a better person, I do believe that, yeah, he could be a better person now than what he was once, but
potentially so.
He
could be.
Keyword potentially. But if not, then yikes.
And like like I mentioned before, the only person I've ever seen actually, you know, get dealt with consequences that were the ruination of their career has been Squizzy. Squizzy was the only one that I can recall out of the entire group during that whole Slazo situation that's even faced consequences like on a massive scale. They're still not back on YouTube. They've basically been, you know, they flew the coop, and it's because they were outed as a domestic abuser upon multiple other horrendous things. She's the only person I've ever seen face consequences. Now it seems like it could be potentially Quite's turn, if it's proven true. But the real Quite, the one that said that their response would be coming in a few days, that was Quite saying that.
Yeah, and he said that yesterday, I believe, wasn't it?
Was it yesterday?
Because I know I saw something about that being yesterday.
Like yesterday morning? Or...
At least like early yesterday morning or something. Because despite on how people actually feel about this person, if you guys don't know about a certain other YouTuber that goes by the name of Jalen. Another commentary channel, who is pretty well known for their past shady behavior.
Well, actually, no, not even past. They still do it.
Oh yeah, well they still have a shady behavior,
They
but
the last time they got outed again was like a week ago, if not about a week and a half ago.
Jesus again, goddamn.
Yeah, they were once again spewing the N word around like 2 weeks ago, and
Fucking
they keep
moron.
joining these fucking Discord servers that are full of trolls, and they keep getting into these cycles, these controversies, and no matter how many times people have told them, "Yo, Jaden, just get off the fucking internet," or "Stop getting yourself into these situations," they keep doing it. Look up on YouTube right now. Look up Jaden N word, and you'll probably find like a video from
I've
around
seen a lot of
3 or 4 weeks
the-
ago.
I've even seen some of the shit that came out like a while back even.
You see, like 4 weeks ago.
Maybe
Gus
not
Fa-
that
Gus
recent, but
Fring-
I've seen some of the older stuff that or that Jalen at the time was still saying all these things. And honestly, some people are even shocked that she even has the goal to be talking about this type of shit.
She does it a lot. She does it a fuck ton. Like right here, Gus Fring said, like YouTuber
Gus.
Jalen, aka Gus Fring. YouTuber Jalen, aka Jaden, has an absolute meltdown on Discord, and there's like about 2 minutes worth at least, and it shows like the call. They're absolutely going psychotic, having a mental breakdown, saying like the N word with the hard R. They've said this shit like as recent as 4, maybe 3 weeks ago.
Shit.
So yeah, they keep doing it. Like even Bo Black's fucking talked about it on his other channel. That just says Bo Black's. But yeah,
Hey, when Bo
Jaden
Blacks
was
talks
once
about it,
again
you know
doing it.
you're in deep shit.
Exactly. Like it's not the first time Jaden's done this. Like okay, Jaden has been like doing this kind of behavior as far back as like 4 or 5 years ago when
yeah.
they were like on old Reddits, subreddits. Like even then, it seems like Jaden likes to try and implement this like, oh, edgy teen saying N word to be edgy phase bullshit. You know, like it doesn't work, Jaden. I don't know why you seem to think it works, but it doesn't work for you, and it only seems to just get you into deep shit. That's why you've practically lost like half of your viewership.
Mm-hmm.
Jaden used to get a fuck ton of views.
Jaden used to
Every
be a
video.
hell of a credible source for a lot of shit too.
Initially, probably, yeah, you could say that.
And I did, however, I did end up crediting Jalen recently in one of my videos talking about the situation as well, because this screenshot did come from her video, or at least her shorts. It was either her video or one of her shorts, one of the two. But I used it and I figured it was only fair. There's like, okay, I got this information. I got the screenshot straight from Jalen's video, so I'll just credit her in the bottom corner of the screen.
Like, Jaden used to get a fuck ton of views. Each video would go like every now and then. Almost every video would get like 60K, maybe even 50, 229K, 1 or 2 videos.
She would used to
every
get
now and then.
she would used to always get
Would be
like a
blowing
pretty
up.
high consistent viewership.
Yeah, like about maybe like 60 to 100, maybe 150, 200, 300K.
Depending on the
At
situation,
most.
yeah, definitely.
Hell, at one point when they did, she did the Minecraft removed Technoblade, it got over 4 million views because Technoblade. I'm
Oh
gonna
yeah,
guess
it's
people saw
Technoblade. Everyone was a little shocked about the removal of the Technoblade pig in the loading screen for, or Yeah, the Windows screen for Minecraft on PC. I was shocked to see it removed, but
So was
we also have to remember as well. It's like Minecraft is never going to, or I should say, Mojang will never always keep certain features in for too awful long if it might either cause an issue or it's just something they don't think it'll just last long on their forums or on their featured in the game. However, Technoblade was in fact one of the biggest creators on
in Minecraft,
for Minecraft
in the Minecraft community.
Yeah, and he was a stand-up guy. He did a lot of things for his friends. He did a lot of things for other people. He loved his family. He
funny
loved
as
his friends.
hell.
He was even funny as hell. I sadly woke up to the news that Technoblade had passed away. It was like the morning after, I believe.
Rest in peace to Technoblade.
Because like I was laying in bed and then Delaney wakes me up around like maybe around like 8:30 to 9 in the morning, and she says Techno passed away, and I thought she was just pulling my dick. I thought she was, but until I
You
searched
thought
up,
that she was like, she was pulling your leg.
yeah. Sorry, here we say it, not just pulling on your leg. We also say pulling on your dick. In my opinion, it's probably my favorite out of the two because it's a little funny.
Speaking of which, his channel is close to 16 million subscribers. That is insane.
That's amazing. I'm glad that Alex's dad is doing really well. I'm glad that Alex's dad is doing everything he can to keep Alex's legacy alive.
I can't even begin to imagine,
dude,
like being a parent to an extremely talented, well-known, popular YouTuber on the internet, and you have them as a son or daughter, and you have to, unfortunately, you know how parents don't want to be the one to bury their kids, or they wish they could, they outgrow their parents or outlive their parents and stuff like that, and then vice versa.
Yeah.
Well, it must suck ass because the dad had to bury his son, and the mother too. Like both of them having to, the siblings, the rest of the family. Like all I wish is that I hope that they are healing properly from this tragedy, and that they know that their son was loved by practically everybody who either knew him as a friend or watched his content.
I'm not gonna lie. One of Mr. Beast's latest, or one of his latest Minecraft videos, when I saw that Technoblade was still featured in the video, I was like, that's Jimmy's last video with Techno. That had
I'm not
to
gonna lie, I cried.
I didn't want to cry because it's like I'm giving the blood god more tears to drink out of. It's like, you don't get more tears out of me, Alex, you son of a bitch. You're not drinking any more of my tears. But nah, I really do hope wherever Alex is right now, I hope he's at peace. I hope he's I hope he's in a peaceful state. I hope he's happy. I hope he's keeping an eye on his family.
Same here, man.
Yeah.
This is part of the reason why I love Mr. Beast so damn much.
Yeah, because
he's like the epitome of what every person would expect a rich person to actually do when it comes to giving away money or helping out, performing good deeds for the world. And you got Mr. Beast doing it. And while there are people like you and me and creative, being very happy and generous of the fact that Mr. Beast is doing, I'd say, God's work at that point. But
might
then
as
there
well.
are people.
I mean, Jimmy's a full-blown Christian.
Yeah, true. But then there are people who have either slandered him, called him ableist, outright have gone after him, demonizing him, and it's ridiculous. Like Jimmy has literally cured people of blindness, 1,000 people, and he's getting shit on for that. I don't get that. I truly don't get that. Like, you got someone like y'all been wanting somebody to actually use their fame or fortune or both for genuinely like life-changing deeds, life-changing deeds, and he's like performing good things, doing good things. He's doing it, and that still ain't enough for some people. Like, I don't understand it.
In my opinion, people on Twitter need to learn to grow the fuck up, shut the fuck up, and start listening to everybody else instead of just themselves. Because I know I've noticed this for the past almost 10 years that we've seen shit go down on Twitter. That people have a tendency to always just want to hear themselves talk. That's all they do. They just love hearing themselves talk. Like they're all about all talk with no action. Whoop-de-doo, you posted a Twitter about somebody being offensive in a video game. Whoop-de-doo, you made a difference in the world. Here's your medal for being a fucking snitch or whatever. Fuck you.
Internet brownie points.
Internet brownie points, and here's a picture of my butthole on my free OnlyFans page, you worthless sack.
Can I get that picture? Could I get that butthole picture? I mean, hell, they're getting that butthole pic. I might as well get one.
But again, I'm just very glad that there are plenty than enough good people out there in the world to, of course, call out shitty people for doing shitty actions and for saying shitty things. Now, of course, if you said some shitty thing back in like Call of Duty Black Ops 1 through 3 lobbies, come on, let's be real. Everyone said it.
At some point, I'd say just about everybody. I don't know everybody, but I would say probably majority of people at
and you
some
know what?
point.
I will criminalize myself right now.
Incriminate.
Thank you. I will incriminate myself right now. Ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, or whatever fucking platform you're going to watch this clip on, I have, in the past, used slurs that have to do with homophobic slurs, transphobic slurs, racial slurs, and even mentally disabled slurs, I guess you'd call it. Because in the past, again, I was younger. I was naive. I was stupid, reckless. And I was also surrounded by people who would also say certain words like that as well.
Basically, to you, it seemed normal. I guess like that's that's how it appeared.
I'm not saying like, oh, I'm not trying to normalize or I'm not trying to like excuse the fact that like, oh yeah,
No, like I
I
mean,
said these
like
words and it's
because
a
of how
completely
often
normal
people would
thing.
say it, you thought that it was perceived as normal to you, like because of the influence that these people were like doing.
I mean, to be fair, this is fucking Missouri, for fuck's sake, dude. Have you seen the dude's videos? Do you know how close that they're really getting, how borderline close they get to getting canceled on their videos? Fucking Russian Badger. Literally, I swear to God, people like the Russian Badger, the Misfits, the Goons even, the fucking Vanos crew. Nobody really touches them because they know that all the shit that they say is more for comedic value only. And of course,
If
don't
they change that G, like if it was a,
No. I know where you're going with
group
this.
of black dudes and they had their own gaming group, you could change that G to a C.
That was. I want to laugh, but I can't. God damn it. I'm incriminating myself even further. I am a horrible person.
The chicken eating that word.
I'm a very horrible person for laughing at that. Now, I know I'm gonna quote unquote pull Jalen and say yes, I have very severely fucked up a very fucked up sense of humor. I do joke about a lot of morbid shit. Yes, I cope with a lot of my own issues and throw them out as jokes. So again, it is my horrible way of coping. I have found healthier ways of coping. Sometimes my unhealthier ways of coping do have a tendency to slip out every once in a while. But, at least I'm willing to admit I have my faults. I've said retarded shit in the past, and I just said the word retard because I myself am a bit of a retard. I'm just going to keep saying it, am I? I'm just going to keep saying it. Swear to fucking God. Nah.
At least you can actually admit to your shit.
I'll at least own up to my shit. If I accidentally say an N-word on stream, or if it slips out, like if I say it like with A or something, I'll be like, okay, I messed up. Or if it comes out with the ER or something, I'll own up to it. I'll be like, look, I said this. I'm very sorry. I fucked up. But at least I'm here willing to admit that I fucked up. And not say like, oh yeah, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I don't know what to talk about. I'm gonna gaslight you.
Imagine if Jaden was actually reacting to this stream.
Completely just takes everything I say out of context. This guy is transphobic, racist, homophobic, bigoted. He hates black people. He hates Asian people. He hates white people. It's like, wait a minute. So you're saying I'm a racist towards everyone?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
I'm racist towards white people, but I'm white. It doesn't matter.
Wait a minute. So you're saying that racism is a form of equality? Jalen, you've given me an idea. And it's a horrible one.
Why did you kind of sound like fucking Plankton when you said that?
Just sound like Plankton. Well, oh my God, dude. I'm
hey,
fucking.
Karen, it's a form of
so
racism as a view of equality, Karen.
Oh no. Listen here, Karen, you computer wife. If you do not give me the secret formula to racism, I will never solve the entire systematic oppression of equality. I am a horrible person. I should be canceled. I want somebody to go on Twitter right now. I'm not even logged into my Twitter or anything anymore. I haven't even been on it in a while. But if somebody like posts some shit and just puts it on the fucking Discord, just do it. Cancel me.
Karen, my computer.
Clip
died.
this shit. Put it
SpongeBob
on
gave me-
Twitter. Incriminate me.
SpongeBob gave me the N-word pass. Karen.
SpongeBob gave me the N-word pass, Karen. What has this stream become? It's become a lackluster now. We're having a little bit of fun towards the end. Before I decided to call it, because I really didn't. Oh wow, yeah, I'm gone way beyond that. I really wanted to go. I wanted to go for about maybe 40 to 50 minutes. Yeah, it's already an hour and a half as we're going. So woo.
I think okay. So the moral of the story is, there's a bit more stuff that came out, but overall, we still have not heard a word from Quiet in regards to his response, and we're gonna update y'all. We're gonna update y'all on this shit, but we have to listen or at least see if Quiet's gonna make a response. If he does, it better be a good one, or it's gonna be a shitty one. We don't know.
But yeah, I mean, again, for those who are probably going to see this VOD, be like, wow, you're just saying some offensive shit towards the end there, Ritz. You really should be canceled. Again, most of the shit we try to say on here is all for jokes. We're not really here to have any hateful intentions towards anybody whatsoever. We're mainly also here to kind of, touch on subjects that need to be touched on. And I just wanted to be upfront about even some of my own faults as well, because, we're all human. We all make mistakes. We all say things that we don't mean. We say harmful shit that hurt other people, and people have time to grow and to be better. But I know in today's day of age, being better means you have to be the best by the time you're born. Because if not, you're going to be a shitty person for the rest of your life if you make one mistake. But again, until there's anything new that comes out, because again, we're practically back to square one on this whole entire situation. Back to square one. Now we're just waiting on Quiet's response. I'm honestly really I'm kind of eager to hear what he has to say. I really hope what he says, isn't brought out horribly. I hope he responds to this as best as he can. But, YouTubers these days, they'll have the shittiest apology, or they'll have a actual apology that seems genuine, but who knows?
And also to Slick, fuck you.
Yeah, Slick. As much as I don't want to be that kind of guy, but go fuck yourself, man. You fucked yourself bad on this. Your video, though, you had everyone to the punch there. You actually got us convinced for a hot minute to think that these screenshots are real. But, dude, the alleged victim literally called you out and said, dude, this is false. Even for my standards, this is fucking false. Get the shit out of here. So.
Orion has more credibility than he does.
Yeah. Orion has far more credibility than Slick does right now. I mean a fuck ton more, because, again, Orion is just pretty much telling his side of the story as to things, what happened throughout all these events, and how he feels about it. And now we're just waiting on Quiet's response of the same thing. Pretty much his version of the events and all the things that, he felt what was going on throughout all these events. However, if he pretty much, says, yeah, this is true, or no, this is false, then of course, either way, we're going to have to listen to both sides still until everything is fully sorted out.
True.
But anyways, guys, I've been Ritz. He's been Gamer. He's been Chad. CE,
I've been gay.
thank you for being in chat for us. Thank you for literally watching us be a bunch of retards for an hour and a half talking about an entire situation that is severely fucked up, but it just needs to be talked about regardless. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, night, or morning wherever you are in the world. And I swear to God, you better stay safe. Try to make sure you take any precautions you have out there in the world to keep yourself safe, whether if you have any form of self-defense. And I mean any form of self-defense, especially if you're in America or you're in Australia, New Zealand, or anywhere else in the world, even in the Middle East. And for any of my viewers out there from Russia, stay safe out there as well. Any of my viewers out there in Ukraine, please also stay safe out there as well. Anyone out in the Middle East, please stay safe. Anyone else out in Canada, please stay warm and please stay safe. Anyone who lives in Greenland, stay safe, stay warm. Anyone who lives in Iceland, well, stay chill. Stay chill, stay safe. Anyone from Japan, China, or any of the Asian continents or countries, please stay safe. And I hope everybody has
countries keep creating more anime for us to watch.
exactly. And to every single person within the 50 state radius of the United States of America, please stay safe out there. You've all been awesome. Y'all been amazing. If you guys ever have any questions or complaints, please put your concerns or questions down in the comments section. I'll try to get to you guys as soon as I can. I might even do some comment reaction videos if it ever comes to it. But until then, I will see you guys in the next one.
Yeah, me too. See you later, guys.
Yeah, man.